I don't know if y'all see this on social media or whatever, but there's like an oldest daughter complex.
Super responsible.
Mm-hmm.
Always
Yeah.
responsible.
Syndrome,
Always serious.
Be like
Yeah.
the second mother to everybody.
Very, yeah.
I'm always
Very.
like as independent as my parents are, like we're at the stage where they're calling me for things, you know, and they want me to okay something before they do it, you know, or if they're doing something, I'd be like, hold on, let me put my eyes on that before you do it. So, unfortunately, that's just the burden you bear as like, you know, the eldest child, and especially being a daughter. Luckily, I'm not an immigrant, because I think the immigrant oldest daughter is like,
It's very tough.
whew,
Yeah.
child.
Because
like,
you're first generation, you just got here.
I think it's more so like the language barrier,
And you
actually.
carry your parents.
Yeah.
Because you're the actual, when you're an immigrant and you come to this country, you have to remember, you are the connection to your parents to this new world.
Yeah.
You are the connection. You are the one that's going to school. You are the one that's meeting new people. You are the one that's connecting. And your parents are the ones that's like trying to keep the old tradition of your old home and the new one. But
So yeah, apparently you agree. Are you first generation?
I'm the only generation.
Oh, okay. Well,
It's just me here, actually. Someone adopt me.
actually, you too.
I'm first generation.
You too?
New York. My both parents were in Puerto Rico born.
Oh, so, I mean, there's still definitely a thing there, but shout out to oldest daughters, who
the oldest
are-
sons.
I'm sorry, the burden isn't the same. I'm sorry, it's not.
Go ahead with the woman power.
No, it's not. It's not a woman power thing. like it's not a
Sounded like
woman
it.
power thing at all. But there is a burden that as the firstborn you bear. Absolutely.
Even if the man?
Yeah, absolutely.
I thought that's what he said though.
No. Hey, what I'm saying is that there's a burden that you bear when you are a firstborn.
I think it's more about the position than the gender.
Not really.
Let him know.
Because like I'll give you a perfect example. Like growing up, I went to school with like a lot of Hispanic kids in high school. They may have been first generation, but the boys had way less responsibilities than the girl. They had way more.
That's domestic responsibility.
No.
You ain't never been to Perth Amboy.
Oh, I mean, again, I'm from the South, so
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
speaking from that perspective. And I mean, to be honest, if you've ever had a chance to like look online, there are groups for not just firstborn daughters. Like there's a real trauma that, real talk, I didn't even know I had until I started seeing other people. And I was like, damn, that might be me, you know? Long story short, I just want to say shout out.
So it's like oldest person syndrome.
No, I keep
I
saying
think the
what it is.
difference is that as a
Firstborn
man,
female syndrome.
No, because I don't want her to drop it yet. I want you to really break it down.
No,
to
I
us.
just really believe that like typically as a daughter, there's more things just coming up that are impressed upon you, things that you're responsible for. And don't have younger siblings who are boys.
dependent on you.
Yeah. No, that are boys. You're more responsible for those boys, and but in general, you're responsible for your younger siblings.
Yeah.
My whole thing, all I'm saying is that there's a level of trauma. I won't even say trauma, just an experience that firstborn children have.
Okay.
And then there's an experience that firstborn children who are female have. It's very different. Especially when you think about the particular society that the parents grew up in. So if you grew up in like a very machismo, and that's more so my perspective because I saw this growing up.
Texas.
Not me, but more so like, you know, my surroundings, friends or whatever. So like in Hispanic culture, more machismo. Even Jamaican, because I see it all the time. You can tell me if I'm wrong or right, whatever, because you Jamaican too.
I haven't had that experience. My dad came here when he was young.
How old was your dad?
He came here for high school, so he was like 16.
Oh, he had the dress shoes on back then.
Yeah.
You said dress shoes?
He did.
Them church shoes?
You wore church shoes when
He
you
was
first came
not
here.
dressing like a New Yorker.
He was dressed.
Three colors.
He had to find himself.
Yeah, you gotta figure it out.
But I'm just saying there's a different, and the weird thing is that you don't know that there's something in you that's experiencing something until you can identify other people who are going through it. Because, like, I'm just saying, like, what's your experience when did you even think about it when you were, like, being first generation?
So I left my parents when I was 17 and moved to the States by myself. And like I had to find my own self and life here while my parents were home.
That's
But
serious.
in the same token, like they are also looking at me to find it for them in a weird way. But I think
to lead the way.
yeah, and I think that's like not only an immigration thing, but like I look at my sister being the firstborn and the pressure that she's had on her shoulders to like perform everything with perfection.
Yep.
As a second child, I didn't have that. They were kind of like, all right, well, I don't know, you can be a little chubby, you can do like mistakes, you can do whatever. But then my sister, she had to become a doctor. She had to, push the family forward. And then once she did that and I came along, they were like, whatever. So I hear you from the first child perspective as an immigrant. I think I had a very different experience because I'm by myself here.
But it's like that's still like for your sister, it's still that firstborn pressure
Yeah. And she
that
also
people
had
don't talk about.
No.
The pressure of the firstborn,
Yeah.
which is the leader.
Yeah.
The
They
new
also-
leader.
Yeah. And like even with
You're
like
the new
family
leader.
pressure, like in terms of like you have to have children, you have to get married. She had that pressure, so she has 3 kids. She's been married twice. No shade. Meanwhile, I'm here with a dog, living my
Which is
best
very
life.
cute.
Very
Yeah.
The dog is
Like,
very
I need
cute.
One of Rico's glasses. That's how shady that was.
Shout out. Yes.
But yeah,
Thanks.
so I
But it's very
what I'm
true, and I think that I think that if you're not the firstborn, you don't really see it.
yeah.
Bro, I see
You
it with
don't
my brother,
feel
my
it.
older brother. I see it. He's very serious, and I sometimes you want to have a good time, and I could see it with him. Like he wants to, loosen up, but he's like, bro, I just don't have that luxury sometimes.
Yeah.
He's especially we've been through different things in life, so I could understand it. But before we go to Rome, I just have a question for you. How does the firstborn stop you from taking risks, the risk that you decided to take today?
I think that you have you literally just said this. It's like you want to be you have to be perfect. Because one, your parents, you the first kid, they don't know what the hell they doing with you anyway, So they're like, "Oh, I just want a perfect kid." So you're made more responsible. You're made to in some way just be averse to risk.
Yeah, you have to play it safe all the time.
Exactly. You have to play it safe. You have to achieve high, X, Y, and Z. I don't want to tell y'all what my mama used to do to me if I got a B. A B. Not on a report card, on a progress report.
Got to beat down.
Beat down.
Like, I'm telling you, like, I don't even think I made a B until maybe like high school.
That's called child abuse.
No, I know. It is.
It's not child abuse.
Yes, it is.
Not child abuse.
Call it for what it is.
But before, I want to get back to this.
But I had a smart mouth, kind of, so.
You still do.
Shocker.
But before we
know.
get back to
No
that,
kidding.
Rome, we'll finish out with
I'm
you.
sorry. Go ahead, Rome.
Oh,
Rome,
My-
don't be that person.
that-
Don't be the machismo.
Yeah.
He's not. I don't even think Rome is like that.
He is very much like that.
Oh, I don't see that.
He gave you the look too. Don't talk for me.
Mine is very, very simple.
He said, "Thank God for the people that sell pizza." Amen.
No, mine is easily health, and then
That is true.
Seriously.
Big shout to that.
Easily
You
health.
got that one.
All health too. Mental health.
all health, and I think I'm really grateful for vulnerability and finding power in that. That was a big step for me this year, so I'm grateful for that. And
How'd you get there?
just faith, kind of saying like I've been a risk taker, and then I felt like the older I got that I had to make my risks more calculated, so that took out the fun of taking risks. And I
Yeah, it
had to-
does.
yeah,
It
so,
does. Kind of like
Yeah.
you need the edge, but there's
I
no
need the
edge
edge,
because you know where
yeah.
the edge is.
Yes. So then That's it for me. It's nothing crazy.
I love
I love pizza too. So
Me too.
thank you
Shout
to all
out
love pizza.
pizza.
Oh, you know what? Thank you to Glendale too. That's my favorite pizza place.
Oh, where is that?
That's in Union, New Jersey, on Stuyvesant.
Big
What's
shout
so
out
good
to
about
Glendale. Big shout out to Union, New Jersey.
Yeah.
They better give us a free
Sponsor
pie after that
him.
plug.
Yeah.
First of all, big
A
shout
lot
out
of
to
it.
Yumi for
Big shout out
cooking the
Thank
food.
you.
my wife, you mean.
Thank you, Yumi.
What's so good about that pizza?
It is delicious.
Glendale, in
Wow.
Union.
Yeah.
That says
We
it
should
all.
go.
It's,
should
it's
go.
easily like my favorite. I'm a pizza connoisseur, so
Oh, okay.
you know me. I eat pizza every day, so like I'm a pizza
You
connoisseur.
eat pizza every day?
every day.
Yes.
Wow.
I hear you.
So I gotta say this. I went to a product meeting. You know, they're giving us prizes. It's like, yo, you guys have these booths, these clothes, and everything else. I said, do you ever see the show? Did you watch the show? So I showed them a picture of the cast, and they go, "Oh my God, they all have perfect teeth."
That's so true. I always think about you
Like,
guys with
yo,
perfect teeth.
they all
Wait.
have perfect teeth.
Bro, let me see
Here we
yours.
really
There
do.
Cheers.
So
He's a dick.
Wait, bro, let me see yours.
Can't get Friendsgiving anymore.
So Mario, I'm in a meeting. These are like people. These are foreign people, and they have heavy accents. And I'm like, look, I appreciate what you're trying to do, but we want something that represents the show. And they would not stop. It's like they froze. They said, look at their
They're from the
teeth.
UK.
I mean, I was gonna say, as a European,
Yeah,
I'm always very impressed with American teeth. I paid
Yeah.
a lot of money for my Smile Direct.
Yo, your
and-
smile looks
just
good.
smile direct.
well, it's because I
Nice.
fixed it once I came to America. I was like, I can't be in this country looking like this.
But they were like, I was like, work something that was some teeth thing and everything else. Maybe they could motivate the people for the
Oh,
teeth.
But mine are,
So-
but it depends. Like mine are natural. Y'all's natural.
Yes.
Natural.
Yeah. So
Well, his is definitely not.
Ooh. Who had braces?
Not me. In my shit, I'm actually what
Direct.
everybody wants to have. You know what I'm saying?
Oh God.
wait.
Wait, you had braces, Aaron?
Right here to here.
No
Okay.
braces, no retainer, just God.
No,
My daddy
God.
knew.
look
Just
up to you.
blessed.
Just God, you know. But a lot of people used to think I got my eyebrows done. I never got them done.
Oh, I
Arch,
definitely
just
thought that.
natural.
Just FYI.
What an asshole.
I'm just born beautiful.
Just so y'all should know this.
Definitely thought
As
that
you
was-
age, your
You thought I got
teeth-
my eyebrows done?
Hell yeah.
You
what?
see? Try. That's how
They're
beautiful I
prettier than
am.
mine. Mine
Oh
are
my
like
God.
twice the size.
You know,
As you
listen,
age, what
this is what
happens
happens
to
when
your
you got God. You know,
All day.
some people got dentists. I got God.
He left me at
No,
the
I'm
border
kidding.
once I entered the country.
as you age, your teeth they shift.
They do, yeah. My dentist.
I got a couple right here.
Well, and so that was literally the reason why my dad got me those 6 brackets because
The two in the middle.
right here he didn't want my shit to get fucked up.
Mine shifted a little bit, but I still.
Mine
look
never
great.
shifted. But what I'm saying is that your teeth shift as you age, so it's actually good to get a retainer. While your teeth are in the state that they're in, and wear it, so that you don't have any issues as you age.
But I don't know if you guys knew, but like Smile Direct, who took the country over with like the retainers, they went
saw that.
bankrupt.
Oh,
And then one day I get an email and I was using the retainer and they're like, no more customer service. You also can't get retainers anymore. So I'm like midway my whole treatment. I was like, what do I do
What
now?
happened? How?
At
Those
this
who know
point, I
that
was like, yeah,
orthodontist.
I'm like, all right, I'm gonna have to wing it. They haven't moved yet though, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of people out there suffering. Rico,
sucks.
don't sit there on your high
Listen,
horse.
I'm
Anyway, just a word to the rock.
let them listen. Everybody can't have everything, you know.
true.
No.
Some people
you
grew up
can't-
in wealthy homes. I grew up with perfect teeth. It's just
Yeah.
that's the sacrifice that I took before I came back down to earth. You know what I'm saying?
Fair.
This time around.
Yeah, this time because I've been here for too long. You know. I also picked my eyebrows too because I knew it was gonna happen.
But I do think that I always believe that when I was a kid, my mother always took us to the dentist all the time. She always took us to the dentist. She might have not did left or right, but she made sure. When I say left or right, meaning that Marie, don't be looking at me. What I'm saying.
Literally, I looked at Marie like. Don't
No,
even-
meaning that
don't even.
no. When I say left or right, because my mother worked like 2 jobs and went to school at the same time. It was very tough. But what I'm saying is like she always took us to the dentist, and I realized something. It is really important. So when I
Yes.
was in that meeting, I was like, "Yo, y'all doing the most." But they were like, "Oh my God, look at!" I actually have the picture on my phone. It's Rico Amanda.
People don't understand how much that
They
side
was doing the
and-
most. You call that doing the most?
They was just talking. I was like, "Bro, you act
They
like you
talking
just
about how
found."
good we look.
They were talking like they found
the
gold. They
most.
was like,
We look good.
So moving on, I want to start this conversation like this. I want to kick this conversation off. I was watching a clip on TikTok. Do you remember when Titanic was sinking and Leonardo DiCaprio was saving the woman?
Yeah.
Yo, the new clip, the dude was like, "Where's your plaidboard at?" She was like, "I'm drowning."
Good luck, Chuck.
Dave, do you hear this? You saw Titanic? Dave
I
is
saw the
eating.
Titanic.
So in Titanic, we're told to romanticize as men. The ship is falling. Women and children, they survive. So in this new clip on TikTok, this guy is like, "Where's your plyboard?" She was like, "But I'm cold and I'm gonna." Plyboard is what Leonardo DiCaprio was on.
Oh, okay.
Like the door or whatever.
He was just standing on the
Just
door.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she was like, "I'm drowning." He was like, "It's really bad. It's bad for you."
Yeah.
And I was thinking to myself, have we done this like reverse? So the quote is, what does this quote mean to you, Amanda? Love means never to say I'm sorry.
Love means never say never.
Never.
Never having to say you're sorry.
Love
I don't know,
means
I need
never
to
having
Honestly,
to say.
I feel like that's a quote that I've heard before.
I've never.
It
heard
implies
when-
unconditional love,
I tried to Google.
but
it.
is it realistic?
I've definitely heard it before, but like when you put it in the prompt for today, I was like,
Yeah.
what the hell
What
does
does
that
it
even
mean?
mean?
Yeah.
Because if
You
I
already
love,
forgive me. I don't gotta apologize. That's what it means.
Oh,
You love me that
you
much.
better say sorry.
I
All
don't.
right, Amanda.
Well, is that what it means?
right? He's so passionate about his answer. Go
Okay,
ahead.
so look, no. Answer the question,
Amanda
but
and-
you're asking me what it means, and I'm trying to simplify it for you. The cliche quote is, "Love means never having to say I'm sorry," which insinuates that you have so much love you forgave them, but for whatever they did.
Is that what you mean?
Oh, that's your interpretation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Why else would I say I'm sorry?
Well, to me,
I'm
when
just
I
saying these
read it,
outdated quotes is
I
crazy.
thought that it was a
Yeah.
typo.
Right.
You
Right.
thought it was a typo?
Yes, because
Yeah,
love
I did too. I was like,
meaning-
I don't
love
agree with that.
means saying I'm sorry.
Right.
Because when you love
Yes.
someone, you should have no problem.
Bring that back.
Yeah.
Say that one more time.
Yes.
Literally.
It was a typo.
so-
It was a typo. I thought that when I
It
was
wasn't,
reading it.
but bring back exactly.
I thought it was too.
I thought it was a typo because my understanding of the quote was that if you do love someone, you do say you're sorry. You love someone enough to admit that you're wrong, to say I'm sorry about doing this or hurting you or whatever the case may be. So I don't know. Honestly, I thought that the quote was a little cynical.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Probably
Because
made up by a man.
I didn't understand it the way Rico was saying. That's not how I took it because, again, I thought it was a typo, and that's what I would have deemed the quote to say and to mean.
So the quote is not necessarily saying that a person is not going to or is not supposed to apologize. What it is insinuating is that there's enough understanding of the love that forgiveness will be there as well as the apology,
Okay.
right? So it's saying not having to, which means I don't have to, doesn't mean you won't. Like you forgive me, you're gonna forgive me, but you're gonna forgive me before I even got to the point of having to say I'm sorry and justifying whatever it is that
See,
was
in
done.
real life though, that's not gonna work.
I was
So you
about
better
to
say
because
sorry.
If you really live by that quote, you are going to be setting yourself up for disappointment, failure,
Is it fair?
heartache.
I don't know. I'm just shout out to Yumi. This potato salad.
Yeah, so
just-
good.
Have you
Fuck
ever
a
had a
flame. What is that?
situation
What is that?
where either you were a part of or you witnessed where somebody did something and it was almost like immediate forgiveness because there was already a premeditated or a predetermined forgiving feeling that person was already like they've already made their mind up that they were going to forgive
'Cause
this
you love
person.
them.
Yeah, but you just still want to hear some accountability in your with your apology.
But can you get that accountability without them saying nothing? Let's come on. Let's go somewhere else. Let's go somewhere else, right? Let's go to a place where we know the person we love and the person we love knows us. Like it cannot be this rigid. We cannot really be in a time where it is this rigid. Like if my wife does something to me, I know she loves me. If she does some fucked up shit, like she's like, yo, I didn't do this today. And I was like, damn, I was waiting for that. And I'm like, all right, cool. Do I get like I need an apology.
But no, that's the point. Because typically you already know what you're forgiving before you even said I forgive you.
Well,
Right.
there's a difference between the apology and them sharing with you why they did what they
Thank
did.
you.
Is the difference from an apology, because if someone does something that I
Thank you,
do not
Dave.
like and I address it, I don't need a sorry, because to
Thank
me,
you.
if you're saying sorry, that means you're always saying sorry. That means you know you did something wrong. And sometimes circumstances apply where you make decisions and you do what needs to be done. So if I'm going to ask you, why did you do that? If you don't give me a good answer, we're going to have an issue. That could be a problem, because then I'm not going to be receptive to your answer. No, you can't. Let's just say you can't. You can't fuck somebody, and then when I find out, and they tell me, "Oh, I'm sorry that I fucked them," and then you say, "But why did you fuck them?" "Oh, because I was drinking." "Oh, so every time you drunk, I got to worry about you fucking somebody."
That's a little extreme, but
No, it happens because most
it's
of the
a
problems,
situation.
most of the problems in relationship because
agree
somebody
with
does
that.
some dumb shit
Yeah.
like that. So if you tell me, hey, I was living the moment, I was feeling myself, I always thought this guy was good looking, I did what I did. At least you have an answer, and that means that I could trust that you know what you're doing, as opposed to blaming it on the liquor, blaming it on the goose. Got you
fucking
feeling
somebody.
You
That's
know what I'm saying?
Blame it on
just
the
an-
I'm just letting
Blame
you
it on
know.
the goose.
Listen, you could break it down from there and give the semantics of anything below that. That was extreme.
Yeah.
But then break it down from anything below that.
I
I
would
just
state-
want to add, sorry, that the quote is that you love them enough to, accept an apology without them having to say I'm sorry. But that's because you love them. And maybe that might be one time needing to accept an apology, but what if it's a continued behavior and you're always going to accept that apology without
that's the
even
problem.
it being heard because you love them? How about how much they love you?
Well, how much you love yourself?
Or how much you love yourself?
No, you're loving yourself. Stop. This loving yourself stuff, Dave is big on. Listen. Pause.
No, but it
wait with
matters.
this loving yourself stuff. Okay? It is important to love yourself in order for you to love somebody. But you also cannot necessarily say certain, like, if you love yourself, there's things that you may accept that don't bother you
That's true.
because you really love yourself. But social norms may say, hey, you look stupid.
Now you
But it doesn't. But so that's the thing, and I know Dave is gonna say this. If you love yourself and you're comfortable with yourself and you're okay with who you are, you don't give a damn
That part.
about what people's expectations or their understandings about what you're doing. You don't care, because I'm gonna be honest. What you putting on this?
I agree with that.
What are you putting on this? Not
An
a goddamn
opinion.
thing.
An opinion.
I'm gonna tell you something.
So,
Alan, no.
Aaron, opinions
Alan.
have different weights for different people.
Alan.
I'll agree with that. Opinions are different for different people, but if you do love yourself, then opinion of anybody outside of yourself
Thank
doesn't
you.
mean anything.
Thank you. Like, okay, think about this. Let's say,
You hit y'all with the Larry David.
I'm gonna be honest. So this is
I love Larry David.
this is my take. But hey, I just want to say something. The potato salad is clearly a hit.